Phase 6, a conversation. The next step of our journey, seek through prayer and meditation to improve conscious contact with God as you understand Him, praying only for knowledge of His will and the power to carry that out. There are a lot of different aspects to this phase, and when practiced properly, it has no ending. So let's break it down. Seek through prayer and meditation. Richard Rohr points out in his book Breathing Underwater that at the time these steps were first written, meditation was virtually unheard of in circles where prayer was involved. So it is important to note its inclusion here. We are seeking improved contact, and when taken as one, prayer and meditation form an amazing dynamic. This involves opening channels of the mind to receive, not broadcast. Thus, the next aspect, praying only for knowledge of His will for us. What this really does is move us further into releasing our false identity, which has its own designs and plans, and accepting our true nature, which is our oneness with the Creator. And so we are improving the contact we have already made in working through the previous phases, our conscious contact, the actual touching and integration of the mind of God with God as we understand Him. The importance of operating from our own understanding of God must not go unnoticed. This aspect means that you are now operating from a personal relationship with God. We are not using a preconceived notion. This is a living, dynamic, personal relationship, praying only for knowledge of His will for us, seeking only oneness and to have our mind enlightened by the divine plan, moving beyond the little s self into the true self, and the power to carry out the will of God. It seems prudent to sit with this for a moment. The power to carry the will of God, praying to become the instruments of God's will, God's agents. There are a multitude of meditational techniques available on the market. My introduction to the Observer was not by choice, but necessity. 3 hits of acid in my early 20s exposed my mind to a dimension of where I'm sitting right now, and I could not believe that all I knew was true. So I got to observe my mind as it broke and was put back together again. A liberating process. By far the most important aspect of meditation which I have encountered, and one which fits in with all other forms I have found, is conscious breathing. Mental focus on the breath. This type of meditation can be done anywhere at any time that we are conscious. Driving, in line at a supermarket, before sleep, upon awakening, and forms a strong foundation for all other practices. I also highly recommend improving the heart-mind connection that we use in the key and catalyst dynamic with the practice of consciously breathing into the heart space. Researchers have discovered that the heart contains the same type of cells found in the brain, called neurites in the heart. Linking these two centers, the heart and the brain, is the key to holistic evolution. This can be done simply by bringing the focus of the mind into the heart, by breathing into that space and merging with the energies there. With practice, we can make our lives a state of prayer and meditation. This program gives us the action items to make this a reality. The last phase of our trek begins, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps. This is passage 36 from the Lachlan Paul French Thomas-approved version of the Gospel according to Thomas. If you find that trying to govern your universe and life is exhausting, then let go. Listen on the inside to your divine intuition and obey it. How? Just do what seems the most appropriate thing to do in each moment, and do whatever feels peaceful. Remember, with inner quietness and confidence, you will always find strength. If you focus continuously on your all-loving, all-providing spiritual vibration within, you will stay in touch with bliss. If you permeate your awareness with the graceful power of I Am One, you will see divine grace manifest through your life by its guidance of you. Any unpleasant conditions manifested so far in your life will drop from you, since their existence lived only from your attention anyway. Your staring at painful circumstances only keeps them with you. Do not stare at your current negative situation. Go within yourself daily to feel your oneness with the divine being and obey God's leading from there. Let your heart-centered feelings regarding each moment of the day and each activity be your guide as to the appropriateness of your thoughts and deeds. If your heart remains peaceful before and during an activity instead of anxious, then you do well. Trust that your life is actually being guided, and it will be. Practice friendship with the divine by listening to divine leadings. Acknowledge God in all your ways, so God will direct your paths in bliss. He shall keep him in perfect peace whose minds, thoughts, and imagination are stayed on him. Look within all day long as you look without, and your divine heart leading will direct your steps. Follow your feelings moment to moment, and let blissfulness be your guide. By doing this, your heart shall rest in peaceful oneness, and your mind shall be filled with lighted awareness. It is a continual dedication.